Hi.
Hello.
Hi everyone. Hey Greg. Hello Suprit. Thanks for joining. And hello Juan.
Hello, hello. Can you hear
Hey.
me?
Yep.
Okay, I see some lag, but I think it might be my connection, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, how's everybody?
Doing good.
Good.
Cool. I mean, one little thing, by the way, that I want to share before is that I'm actually no longer at Postman, but that actually means that I will be even more involved in JSON schema than before. I think I'm gonna be working even more on a lot of my own stuff. So yeah, good news, I guess, in some way.
Okay. I hope that is for the better, Juan. So with all the things that you have been working on with the book and all the projects that you have with Ron and your personal projects.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, so very, very excited. I think, it's shaping up really well. So, it makes sense to focus on all of that, more full time. So, yeah, I think if any, expect me to create even more noise on JSON schema.
So we need to we say it, congratulations, right? So it's congratulations,
Yes,
congratulations.
congratulations. Yes, I'll take it.
Let's see if we have more people joining today. Ben said that he is sick today, so he's not going to join. Let's see. By the way, all the items of the agenda are coming from me, so be ready to hear my voice for 30 minutes. That is like sometimes is like not easy. So yeah, just for your information, what is coming. Can I ask, Juan, did you already create a product or platform or some or service with Ron, or is just in the
That's
in
what
the
we're actively working on. Yeah,
so
yeah. So, I mean,
is
there are
not
two things that we're doing.
is
Sorry,
live?
go ahead.
Is that live?
Not live yet, but I will get to share it at some point. But we are doing two things at the moment. So main one is that we have been helping out a lot of companies on like JSON schema strategy and JSON strategy, mostly like data science companies, also companies working with ontologies, a lot of that, all coming from the book. So essentially applying, consulting of a lot of stuff that we were doing through the book. But then the main product that we're gonna go live with that is, half in the works. So we don't have it anywhere yet, but it's a full-blown JSON schema registry. You can go, and upload your schemas. It gets integrated with some other things like, alter schema as well. So you can fetch them on the fly using other dialects, right? You can, do bundling. You can do JSON schema validation in there, and a few more, fancy things. Also some integrations, ability to export at least some basic schemas as Avro schemas for integration with Kafka. So it's a little thing that you're gonna be either be able to use a cloud instance or you will be able to self-host it. It's gonna be on the AGPL. So we're looking to go live on that, maybe do a launch, I don't know, next month or something like that. We'll see.
I never understood the purpose of a schema registry. Every single company that I've worked for has defined some kind of person object, probably multiple person objects, depending on where the object is needed.
Yeah.
And every single one of them would have had a different JSON schema. What's the point in like publicly registering your object that obviously only your company probably needs that exact definition?
Yeah, well, but the value is for the ones that are shared. So, for example, where we found that a lot of people are very interested, the people working with ontologies. There are many, standardized ontologies for all sorts of things, like, for example, image classification. There are a lot of the AI, for example, in the more scientific side of things. And all these people are very interested in having, common JSON schema translations of a lot of those ontologies, right? To be able to apply with their data, but also, integrated. I mean, not only listed, in there, but having other systems integrate with it, right? To connect, the stuff, to that. So apparently a lot of people want to, would want to do that. But I think, yeah, I mean, for the person example, yeah, that's definitely, not the, I guess the most useful thing, even though I definitely think people are going to create lots of person objects, as you say, Greg. But I think there are other, more ontology related mainly that we've seen that they're like, they often have a lot of these things, but on Git repos they're like sending around and stuff like that without any structure, to it. So
So
they
we're
seem to want
targeting
it.
more standardized object things where the object shape is defined somewhere and
Yeah,
multiple
mostly.
use that same object.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. But for example, they have a lot of these things. For example, say in AI, they happen as far as we've talked to a lot of people, they are using JSON a lot and JSON schema a lot and Avro, right? And one of the key problems that they have is that, they have a lot of stuff in JSON and most people want to work with JSON and JSON schema, but then they have to integrate it, for example, to Avro for the Parquet files on their, processing stuff and like Kafka and stuff like that. So the conversion between those, we were talking to actually a company doing a lot of, data science and machine learning, like, yes, we would love so much to have, a better translation to Avro, right? And stuff like that. But also, working with a lot of these standard bodies again, mainly on AI and stuff like that. They try to actively map data sets to ontologies, right? And when they have it on JSON and the ontologies are not mapped to JSON, then they get very confused. There was, for example, one company that we've talked to, which is mapping out the ocean. So they are capturing ocean data about everything, that's going on in the ocean. And they have petabytes worth of, CSV data sets that then, they're trying to map back into ontologies, and it's a bit of a mess. So yeah, I don't know. There are fun use cases. I think, a lot of people use JSON schema, I think, more than we realize, or they
And
try to use it, and often they get confused. So that's what the value is.
and yeah, last question before starting with the agenda. So for them, the goal of converting those data sets in ontologies is because it's much easier or more powerful for them to train models, right? Or there are multiple purposes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, also sharing information, right? If it's mapped to the same ontology and the same concepts, right? You can more easily integrate it with something else, right?
Yeah.
And there are all sorts of tooling around the ontology space about, how do you define stuff, how do you integrate it with something else, how, combine them with other data sets that are following similar ontologies. And when you're working with, with massive amounts of data, but I think, the good news for JSON schema in general is that the more that we talk to people, like everybody wants to work a lot with JSON and JSON schema, right? That's like the ideal. It's like the developer ergonomic, way of doing things, but they see barriers along the way, right? So
Yeah.
that's the idea. We wanna, help them out with consulting at least, but then also productizing some of this stuff, right?
Cool. Looking forward to see what you are building and celebrate
Yeah,
the launch.
I'll
Okay.
I'll definitely show it to you.
Hey, Jason. We are waiting for you, so we are going just to get to start right now. No, we were just having a great conversation about um, what Juan has been working on. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I was just in the zone and lost track of time. So glad I didn't miss anything.
no problem. So I'm going to share my screen and let's start with today's agenda. And as we always do, let's review together the meeting etiquette. We are going to record this meeting to share it with the community and also in our YouTube channel. But if someone in the session is against sharing this publicly, just reach out to me privately and I'll take care of no uploading this one. Otherwise, this will be live tomorrow. We encourage everyone to challenge any language or behavior that is harmful, not inclusive, or against our code of conduct. And we will try to stay on mute when someone is speaking and use the Zoom reactions for us to attempt to speak. And this is today's agenda. I just was busy past week uploading some issues and catching up with things. So I added 4 items from my side. We don't need to discuss everything, but it will be helpful for me. Some of the points are just for make sure that everybody is aware. There is nothing to decide, but it's just good announcements and of course opportunities to get feedback. And other things I'm looking for feedback and ways to improve my proposal. So any comment before starting with those 4 points that I'm sharing? No? Okay. Before start with those points, let's take a look of the action items of the past week. Past week, we have a great discussion about one point brought by Ege Korkan regarding how it was a complex topic. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to explain it, but basically how specification and standardization body can manage their resources to given users. It was a long discussion. Some issues was shared during the conversation, but nothing specifically agreed on those points. We captured 2 action items. The first one, make a specific version of the video in which Greg was explaining the proposal of the stable release development life cycle. So that action is still pending from my side. So I hope to have that video ready this week. So let's see if that helps us to get more feedback or more interest. And the second action item was add to the documentation strategy. Okay, a point to explain how to use JSON schema at a scale. I added that point. So this is the issue. So I don't know exactly in what release. Okay, here. So we have plenty of time. We can change the priority. It's just a proposal of things that we will be releasing in our docs. But there is an issue opened by Miguel when he shared his experience about using the JSON schema at a scale. And we hope that we will capture more feedback there. I don't know if it was an issue of a discussion. Just let me quickly check. Okay, it's this one. Discussion 689. So yeah, if people that is going to listen to this recording has some experience about using JSON schema at a scale, or you, Juan, that you are speaking with a lot of companies because of the book. So if you have cool stories to share, please share some in this issue if you have an opportunity. Because this is going to be the source of information to, in the future, create a more homogeneous or standard documentation for the website. Any comment before any of the things that I shared of the action items or discussion points of the past week? Cool. So let's get started with the agenda. The order is not important, so I'm going just to start with what we have here. So first point is a proposal that I shared regarding using a standard process to create or use working groups. I started to receive some feedback today. For context, basically, in other of the topics that I added to the agenda, I'm excited to share with the community and everyone that we are going to be hosting a track in the next IPA Days Paris in December. So it's going to be a JSON Schema conference. this is great. This is exciting, but this is going to require a lot of work. And I was planning to create a working group, so to see if someone can help me, help us with managing the call for papers, or swag, many things that are required to organize a conference, right? And instead of just starting to make a call for help, I said, why not creating a way to create working groups in a standard way, right? So this is the context, and this is why I just using a similar approach that the async API team is doing. So this is the context, and this is the reason. So any comment?
I just don't think it's needed right now.
Is not, or is it is?
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I saw your comment and Jason comment that is something that we can, let's try first a working group, and let's see if this is working. We can just think about how to formalize it. And for me, it's a good comment. So I'm a fan of try things, and if that works, make the investment. So for me, it's a good proposal. Just run one or multiple working groups and learn from that, and go back to this later. So it's fine for me. So in fact, it's a good advice.
Yeah, from my point of view, I think we've tried multiple times to have a call for help and various things. The vocabs, the various vocabs that we've tried to put together over the years are the first to come to mind, and I've advertised those in other communities where people are asking for specific functionality, like being able to standardize code generation and schema generation. But when I advertise that, hey, we're working on it, we need your help, no one comes over and actually provides any assistance at all. And it's not something that I have, that particular thing isn't something I have sufficient experience in to just do myself. But I mean, that's my experience with trying to get help from outside. I don't know if a formalized working group would improve that. I don't have evidence to the contrary. But yeah, formalizing this kind of thing right now, just it doesn't seem it seems premature.
I think I'll point out that the working groups don't necessarily have to mean external people. It could be organizing within ourselves. But yeah, but I think the point still stands that I mean, anytime we have tried to create something like this, it hasn't worked, and you know, we should have a successful try at it before trying to formalize something.
I think, the one thing that I would add is that, at least in my case, what I have seen working groups working the better was in projects that have also a lot more core maintainers. I think, as Jason said, usually these working groups are consisting of core maintainers, right? It's not very often that people just, start collaborating, from outside a lot. But I think it's more like, dividing the team once the team has reached a bigger size, right? Which right now, because there are not actually that many in my, I think, another, in comparison, for example, in other projects from, say, the OpenJS Foundation or something like that, a working group might be already bigger than the entirety of the JSON Schema core team, right?
Yep, fair point. At least if we set about trying this out, so if I get some support for try a working group, not technical one. It's just for helping me with or helping the project, not me, helping JSON Schema to organize the JSON Schema conference. Let's see how that goes. Situations are different, the moments are different, and sometimes working groups that are not pure technical, maybe the entry point is like lower, so the requirements are less, right? That doing something very complex for the specification. So let's see. Is it okay if I make a call for help in a working group flavor? And after the conference that is going to be in December, I share the learnings and we see how that goes, and from there we can go back to this proposal. Just my motivation to have a process available is that I think that people appreciate have visibility about how the things work in projects, right? So, and if there is no process and minimal process writing in somewhere, sometimes the people can assume that it's just something else that other people is doing and it's not for me. So I just try to open the door, but fair comments, everything that you share, and I can wait for that for a better moment. So yeah, that was my thinking when I did it.
That's a good point too. I agree with that. It can be it can help in getting people comfortable with, you know, trying to start something up or get involved.
At least if I make this call for collaboration, I can point to that issue, adding a comment about what we agreed today, that this is for the future. So we are going to try this out and go back to it in the future. So yeah, I think that it's a good way to move it forward. Cool, thank you. Any comment before going to the next point of the agenda? Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. And the next point of the agenda, ambassadors program. There is a pull request that I share. I opened 6 or 8 weeks ago. It's already approved and ready to merge. And it basically is the definition of the ambassadors program. But to launch it, we'll need to create a plan, a call for ambassadors, and some benefits, right? And some of the benefits that I added to that program is swag, because if we do this, I think that is better if we provide some tangible benefits to the ambassadors. Otherwise, it's like probably we can do it, but I think I prefer to do it the best way. So create some swag, cool swag, and as soon as someone applies, make sure that they understand the physical perks that they are going to get in exchange of their collaboration. My proposal is create an online shop that initially is going to allow ambassadors and other members of JSON Schema community programs to go there and use voucher to receive their swag back. So I'm not going to be involved in processing, going to the postal shop to make the delivery, because I can just, I mean, I don't have a space for that. So this company can create the online shop, store the swag, and send it. So, and in the ambassadors program, I'm also, let me open it. Okay, this is just the ambassadors program, but in this request, sorry for the jump to another link. So this 5K order is going to have also swag for the future implementers program to support tooling builders. It's also going to have swag for the core TST members, a special one, and also for contributor of the month. So I will love to have a swag, a detail or a gift for the contributor that is having more impact every month. So it's like 680 swag packages. Yeah, this is the proposal, and I'm just looking for feedback, and probably TST approval is not for now. Probably this will require the TST vote process and so on, but this is what I'm asking for. Any comment? Probably seems expensive, but I was thinking we are a very small team, and I prefer to not having to spend a lot of time with taking care of specific small deliveries and small orders. So we have everything ready in the beginning of the year.
I don't have any idea what our finances look like, but is this like stuff or is this amount like something that we have available in the Open Collective?
Just a
Or
good
do we need
question.
to like fundraise to support this?
I have been working on this past week. So yeah, happy to share what our financials are. So we have a balance of 20K by now. Historically, it rise at 29. This estimated annual budget of 9K includes a lot of things that I added as goals, but some of them are just ideas that can be removed. For example, the idea of having a community manager. So this is just a proposal from my side, and we need to discuss a lot. But basically, we are getting monthly close to 2K probably. No, quarterly, sorry. Every quarter we are getting close to 2K. So 8K every year. But we are investing in attracting new sponsors. So hopefully our situation will be better. So yeah, we have those funds.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. And be great if we have the funds to fund it. So I don't think that's ever been the case in the past.
And it's something that we never had, right? So and we are not like committing with something for the future, just 1 year. If we discover that is not providing the we are not having the impact that we expected, so we can just stop it, right? If it's not sustainable, but at least 1 year, one shot, and see if that brings more traction. And I mean, our contributors for too long didn't receive anything, so I think that's a good thing to do.
I think if you do it, you should also do a lot more, huge shout out in like social media and blogs and that kind of stuff, because related to the point that you're saying that JSON Schema is trying to attract more people to donate a lot of money. Then one of the best ways actually to do that is show how the project is spending the money, because that can motivate people to donate. So imagine that you create an article saying, hey, we are announcing this program, like good people in the community are getting these swags, even with some pictures of the swag and stuff like that. And and we want to start making use of more. I like, for example, what Jason said, that it's the first time that we have enough budget to do something like that. I think that's a very interesting, story to say. It's like, thank you everybody for getting us to this point, and we're committed to make the community grow. And if you want to participate and donate yourself, you can do it here. It might be part of that whole strategy on how to attract more people.
Yeah, that's the idea, and also create a page with publishing our financials. I think that for attracting new sponsors, they need to understand that why we are asking for money, because in the past, JSON Schema was not providing like a breakdown of the cost or what is actually what are we spending in running the project, for example, of what are the goals that we have for this year. So this is something that I have been spending some time on starting to scratch. And also we are going to build a page in the website explaining much better what type of contributors we are expecting from sponsors. Sometimes will be money, other time will be just helping people in their company to spend more time contributing to the project, or just services. So, and also breakdown with the graph and so on with the spending. So yeah, it will be a mix of both. Transparency for sponsors and celebrating every single new program member with pictures and excitement in social media. Cool. So, well, next step is, do we need to use the TSC voting member for the voting process for this, or is just looks good to me and go ahead, Ben?
Do we have the official voting process as an official voting process?
Yeah, we have. Yes, we have this consensus complex, the complex one with consensus and so on, and the minimum one that is just creating an issue in the TSC repository, explaining what you asking, what are you expecting the TSC to decide, and just go there and vote. So I can
And yes, I think this requires the voting process.
Cool. So the action item for me is just create that issue and ask for votes there. Cool. Thanks. Let's go with the next one. JSON Schema Conference 2024. Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing because this is going to be quick. As you might know, or we announced the past year, we have a booth as part of API Days Paris, a shared booth with OpenAPI and Async API. This was an amazing experience. We learned a lot. We discovered that many people was asking about JSON Schema, and also we saw how how API Days Paris is running the conference, and is like is huge, and they have a good platform for projects like us to ask for a space there for running a track. And I sent a message them the past week, so we have a conversation with the Mehdi, and that is the chair of the API Days team, and they are excited about having us in API Days Paris or in any other API Days in London, in New York, or in Australia. So I think that let's start small in Paris and see how it goes. But it will be initially we spoke about half-day track, but we are going to push for a full-day track. And this will require a call for papers, and I think it's going to be amazing for the community. So yeah, we are excited. Something to celebrate. So what is coming from here? So we need to decide the name and the day. There is an issue when I'm asking for days. I think that JSON Schema Conference or Conf is is cool, but let's see what the community say. And the second thing that we need to decide is if we run the track the same day that OpenAPI and Async API, that is the December 5, or we do it the first day of the conference at the same date at the workshops, that is the December 3rd. Nothing to decide now, but this is what I put it in the issue. The issue is the number 690. So yeah, decide the name and decide the day. So if you have time, please take a look. This is great, right? Are you still here with me? So this is great. So we will produce a bunch of swag, and we have a bunch of conversations there with many people, and probably these kind of things are what can help us to attract more sponsors and more traction. So yeah, I'm so excited about this, and I will be doing a lot of noise in the community with next steps. Any comment?
Sounds amazing.
We are almost there. So it's the last point of the agenda. Let me share my screen again. Okay. And the last item of the agenda, the office hours. So 3 months ago, I created an issue in which I was, is the issue 575. In this issue, I was suggesting if we can change the scope of the office hours to have a moment to provide updates about the community, or maybe have some talks if someone wants to share updates in their tooling or how they are implementing JSON schema. But what we decide is keep the office hours as it is, because the office hours are actually very useful. Many people is going there and have long conversation about the challenges that they are having. It's like a consultancy therapy moment with other JSON schema experts. So we decided to hold that plan for now. However, with things like this JSON schema conference that is going to happen in December, I think that we need some community time. So what I'm suggesting is keep the current office hours, like a Q&A, just Q&A, totally freestyle, whoever show up, we provide them like the answers they need. And in the third week of the month, have 100% community dedicated office hours. And in that third week of the month, monthly session, I will be providing updates about the issues, the hot issues, or updates about how the conference organization is going, and hopefully having more people sharing how they are implementing JSON schema or a cool proof of concepts or updates in JSON schema tooling. So probably 30 minutes every month, open to everyone to share whatever they are doing. And we are like a quiet community, and I think that having this monthly moment, if we can make it work, can help us to stop being as quiet as we are usually are. So this is what I like to do. What do you think, folks? Do you see a space for this monthly community session with a more structured agenda?
Yeah, it'll be quite nice. I mean, you should definitely try it out. At least a few rounds. Because if you announce it differently, compared to the other one, saying, oh, there's a new structure, to this and we're doing, X, Y, and Z. See how people react to that, right? Could be because ideally, we will get even more people in there. I mean, I know there is a relatively decent amount of new people coming in there for asking questions. Well, how can we increase that even more? And I think that would be that to me is what would quantify if this is an improvement or not, right?
Yeah, definitely. So if we start doing this, I can use that session to also invite people to join the Q&A one to have or continue the discussion. If we discuss about something in the community one, so we can continue in the other one. So connect the dots to make sure the people works for the people. But yeah, if you guys think that is a good idea, I can try a couple of rounds and see how that goes. If nobody is showing up, so yeah, probably it's not the time. But I'm going to push for make it work.
Yeah, give it a try. One thing I want to point out though is I forget what time it's scheduled for the open hours, but it's usually scheduled for like really early in the morning for my time zone. Considering I'm in the Silicon Valley time zone, I think that's a lot of people that are excluded. So if we want to get more people involved in that meeting, we might want to consider a time change, or at least rotating the time so that it's in a different time zone. Good time for different time zones and different times.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot of there's a lot of developers here in New Zealand and Australia as well, and India that probably would like to take advantage of some other times.
yep. If we start doing this other second session, it is expected to be friendly time zone with the US and hopefully with New Zealand. I don't know if how I'm going to make it work for both. Probably I'm going to be the one sacrifice in the middle, but yeah, um, that's the idea. So we can just uh, f- close that gap of people that is not being able to attend in those other geographies. But yeah, it's a way to fix other thing in the process.
Yeah, and I'd be happy to help with moderating those calls too. I mean, the only reason I don't is because it's not at a convenient time.
Same here.
Cool, cool. I like it.
I am 100% asleep when that call goes.
Yeah, and something. I
I'm
mean,
only about 50% asleep, but same difference.
we are going to have multiple projects running with Google Summer of Code. So I think that we can easily put some cool agendas there, just having the contributors just setting some of the cool stuff for us. So I think that cool things are going on in the community just with the projects we know, but also the idea is having implementers getting excited and saying, hey, I just did this, I'm running this experimental feature, whatever. Or companies saying, hey, this is what we did, and we would love to get more thoughts, or this is the challenge we're finding. So this is in my mind the ideal path for that meeting. So, and I'm really grateful for the proposal of helping with the of moderation. I think that is the more voices, the better. So yeah, excited. So thanks. And thanks for your patience taking care of my topics of the agenda. So we don't have more points, but did you have something in mind or something that you like to discuss? This is the moment. Otherwise, probably we can stop here. Okay. As I said, thanks everyone that made the time to connect. Thank you for this great moment, and thank you for your support with my topics. Now I have a lot of more work to do. So thanks. Take care. Have a good rest of the day, and see you in Slack and GitHub. Take care. Bye.
All the best.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.
Thanks, Ben.